Fort Myers. Let's bring in Florida Senator and former two-term governor of Florida, Rick Scott. Senator, there's a worry and concern about fatalities. We have. What could you tell us about that?
Well, I talked to the sheriff this morning, and I know there's a lot of rescue efforts going on. I hope to pray that that's not true. That any person that loses their life is horrible, and I know there's a lot of people that are not being able to reach their loved ones. I know it's hard for them, but I do know that our first responders, our sheriffs, our police departments, our rescue teams are going to get to people as quickly as they can and respond to every call. We still have the storm in the state. I hope everybody in the northern part of the state is careful. It's a lot of rain. We're going to have a lot of standing water. I think everybody just needs to be really cautious right now. Let the first responders do their job. Help your neighbors. Don't drive into standing water. Walk in it. Don't touch down power lines. Don't put a generator inside your house. There's a lot of things. Be careful with power tools. I'm just, I was a governor. I went through 4 hurricanes. You don't want anybody to lose their life. It's just devastating.
Senator, what about the causeway that takes you out to Sanibel Island? I know there are a lot of people that live on Sanibel Island. Do you have any word yet? It might be too early to answer this, but when that causeway will be fixed, because a portion of it collapsed, so the people who are trapped on the island won't be able to get inland.
Well, hopefully there's not many people trapped on the island.
You think most left?
I've spoken to a lot of people from Sanibel, and I know everybody I talked to, of course, had evacuated. So hopefully there's not many. It's going to be a lot of work. We had to, as governor, we had to accelerate a lot of things to get roads back open. So I know everybody's going to work hard. It's got to be everybody's got to work hard. Locals, state, and federal has got to work together to try to get these things done. But the first thing, we got to protect life.
Senator, you mentioned it in your first answer, but that report from the Lee County Sheriff saying hundreds of possible, it didn't say possible, hundreds of fatalities. What do you know about that? Are we able to confirm that? How soon will it be? And I got to imagine that's all intertwined with ongoing rescue efforts.
Yeah, I know that there's a lot of rescue efforts, and I know that we're all hoping that the number is 0. This was a deadly storm. The storm surge was just horrible. So I hope it's 0. I know the sheriff, he has a great team. They're working hard. I know we got rescue teams going in to try to help everybody. So let's all, we're in this together. Let's help each other and let's be safe. So I hope it's 0, and we'll see what happens as the day goes on. But it's good. It's devastating. I can tell you that. I've talked to a lot of people. I've seen a lot of pictures. It's devastating what happened, especially in the Fort Myers area.
So let me ask you, I was just talking to a sheriff who said, you know what we need from the federal government? More high water vehicles. They're not in Washington. Where are they, and can you get them?
Yeah, my experience has been that the federal government worked with me, FEMA worked with me, other National Guards. A lot of that is through the National Guards around the country. And so the way the process works is the state would ask for it or the county would ask for it, and then a National Guard from another state would say they could do it, and then they would get them as quickly as possible. So I know everybody's going to work together. My experience was National Guards all across the country worked really well together to get us the resources we needed. I'm sure that there's going to be some helicopter that we need, boats we're going to need. There's going to be a lot of resources that we're going to need. The first thing is we got to keep everybody alive. Right. That's my biggest concern. I want everybody alive.
And this is a key hour, right? These are key hours right now.
Yeah, because you don't know. You don't know if somebody's injured and what issue they're dealing with, and so you got to get to them as quickly as possible. Mm-hmm. I can just tell you, people, the Coast Guard, what they did, our rescue teams, what they did in my hurricanes. It's unbelievable what these people will do to try to protect life.
Yeah, I know the president said that he's dispatching hundreds of FEMA personnel, activating thousands of National Guard members. I watched you last night on Sean's show, and you were talking about getting these roads back open because that's how we get the power back on. Yes, the priority is rescuing people, making sure people are safe and alive. But when you do talk about power, how long, in your experience, when you've gone through these hurricanes in Florida as governor before, how long did it take, how long could these people in Florida expect to be without power?
what they have to do first is they have to do an assessment. So the first thing you do, it goes like this: you got to get the roads open so they can get there. Then you've got to find out which lines are down. I know that all of our utilities, they work well together. They were bringing in people, and they're going to get them on the ground as quickly as they can to get these things back up. So I'm hoping it's days. But we just don't know how bad it is and how dense it is and how much water they're in. I mean, it's all those things that really impact the ability of the utilities to get things reopened.
Yeah.
Senator, just real quick question. I know after the shooting at the nightclub, you almost got no communication with President Obama at the time. When will you know if this administration is truly working with Governor DeSantis? What should we look for to see if there is coordination and support?
Well, the first thing is if the president is responsive, which he has been so far with the pre-landfall declaration, also with the relief that they agreed to either last night or this morning. I think that's a first step. I know that I've talked to FEMA administrator and also the lady from the Southeast. They're on the ground, but you just got to. Everybody's got to keep working together, and I'm hopeful. And I tell you what, if there's a problem, I will be very vocal. I know the people at FEMA. I will be very vocal, and I will call them and see what I can do to accelerate everything.
All right. I know you will. Senator, thank you.
Thank you. The president said he's in